Well, hello there. Jen Patero here on a very late Sunday, August 28th, end of the month. Cannot believe it. Summer has flown by. But what's also flying by is the time that it's going to take me to hit that UFE World stage. Only 11 weeks to go. So, wanted to make a quick video, chat a little bit about my macros, my weight changes, how things are trending for me so far this first week into prep. And then also, as I mentioned last time, I have changed so many things about the way that I'm going about this competition prep in comparison to previous, which makes sense. I don't want to do the exact same things I did last time. I'm looking to get better. I want to bring a better Jen Patero to that stage. So I really want to take what I've learned and fine tune things so that this prep can be even better. So first thing I wanted to chat about is nutrition. Food, of course, is a large part of my prep, right? It's arguably the biggest piece of the prep. So for today, want to focus on what it is that I'm eating. And then maybe another day, I've learned a lot about meal timings, blood sugar levels based on when I'm eating and that sort of a thing. So maybe we'll chat more about food later, but for today, just focus on the what it is that I'm eating and the why, because I identified last prep that I have a little bit of bloating that happened, and that blew my mind. It blew me away because I didn't think I responded to anything. I thought I could eat whatever the heck I wanted. No, I choose to live a ketogenic lifestyle, and I did my prep on a keto diet, but not because I felt I had to, only because I felt I wanted to. So very interesting to learn that even though I was only consuming cream in my coffee, keto bricks, pickles, my treat, lean ground beef, eggs, like whole eggs or egg whites, and a little bit of sweetener. So some sucralose in my essential amino acids and some stevia in my coffee. It blew me away that I had a bit of bloating going on. I was so restricted and had eliminated so many things. So really wanted to get to the bottom of this and understand what my triggers are. And honestly, if any of you feel you have any gut issues, a keto diet or a carnivore diet even, phenomenal elimination diets to help you understand your body and what you respond to. So yeah, that's where I was. I had some blood work done because I wanted to know, of those minimal food items, what is it that was causing my gut to bloat. So I worked with a naturopath actually and had some blood work done. Now here in Canada, I did the most thorough blood panel you can do, which in comparison to what I believe Americans, like down in the US, what they have available to them, I don't think ours is as good or as thorough. So I don't know, there are, I think, options online maybe that you can even purchase kits to do even more thorough testing. But for the purposes of me and this competition, this test covered pretty well everything. And I was able to identify a few food items, unfortunately more than I would have liked. But this gave me a baseline idea of the foods that my body might have a sensitivity to, not an allergy to, but a sensitivity to, and cause bloating, so that I have the list of what things to start with as far as eliminating and fine tuning so that I can understand a threshold. Okay, so for example, one of the things, the biggest thing my body responded to was dairy, any animal dairy. First and foremost, cow's milk, but also to a certain degree, sheep and goat. So that cream that I was having first thing in the morning, likely contributing to some bloat. So I pulled the plug on any animal dairy, and I'm only consuming coconut cream or coconut milk, depending on my macros and how much fat I need for that day. The second thing, so unfortunate, that my body responds to is egg whites. Not the yolk, not the fatty, yummy yellow part, but the egg whites, which very frustrating for me because that's what I used to up my protein. If I'm looking at my macros and trying to tweak my meal for the day and I wanted to up the protein without the fats, that's how I did it. So that was a big bummer and threw a bit of a wrench into this year's prep plans, but I adjusted by using tuna, which very high in protein, very, very low, next to no fat. But as we all know, tuna equals mercury. Did not want to turn my body into a thermometer. Didn't feel that was super healthy. So I have since gotten off the tuna and I'm now using chicken breast, which has a little bit of fat, but still protein is super high and no carbs. So I do eat a little bit of chicken. The other one, it's like everything my body touches, I had a bit of an issue with. So my bricks, even my bricks, I responded to corn and pea. So the plant protein is no good for me. I cannot consume the bricks with the plant-based protein, only the whey-based bricks. Thank goodness there are some uber delicious whey-based bricks because that is what I'm consuming. The other thing I have a feeling I'm sensitive to is sucralose. So I have axed the sucralose, and if I'm eating any sweetener, it is only stevia. So that's it. I am coconut cream or milk. I'm still eating my pickle. I eat basically exclusively whey-based bricks. And then for my protein, I am eating extra lean ground beef. Like I mentioned, I am eating some chicken breast. And I've added in some venison. Thank goodness for my husband who's a hunter, and we have venison and even some moose ground in the freezer. And God love my family because they are so supportive of me that they have allowed me to eat all of the ground venison and ground moose left in our freezer. So hopefully my husband's able to get another deer this year. Anyways, that is basically all that I'm eating based on the food sensitivity testing. So really glad that I've identified some items and I've been playing around with that threshold, right? So I eat 6 days of the week, I'm eating a whey-based brick, but I've identified that my body can handle one plant-based brick a week. So I do love peanut butter, I love toasted almond coconut, like I will eat even mocha, one plant-based brick a week. So again, for any of you who have food sensitivities or feel like you might, this blood work is a great way to understand the baseline. And then from there, you can tweak and fine tune and, start to reintroduce egg whites, maybe every other day, and see how your body responds. If your body's okay with having egg whites every 2 to 3 days, then try and add egg whites each day back to back and see what that does to your body. It may not mean that you can't ever eat egg whites, but you'll get to understand a threshold or a point at which you don't want to go over. Otherwise, you'll end up with bloating and gas and not feel fantastic. So super useful tool. And certainly if you ever want to chat about identifying different food items, eliminating things, utilizing a keto diet or a carnivore diet, and then how to reintroduce them, certainly shoot me a message and we can chat about that. So lastly, so these are the food items that I am consuming and utilizing to make my macros work. So what are my macros this week? So first, last week, I was eating 120 grams of fat, 130 grams of protein, 10 grams of carbs. Next week, so effective tomorrow, I start with 115 grams of fat, 125 grams of protein, 10 grams carbs. So dropping both fat and protein a tiny bit. Protein is still higher than fat, again, to try and maintain as much of this muscle as possible. From a weight perspective, last Sunday, I weighed 136.5 pounds. And today I weighed 135.4. So I've dropped a pound in the week, which is a healthy place to be. And yeah, that's where I'm at. Those are my macros. That's the food I'm consuming this go around, which has shifted quite significantly from last, but it's still pretty darn restricted. And I love it. I don't mind it at all. Yeah, that's it for today. Any questions, of course, let me know. And have a phenomenal week. Chat soon. Bye for now.